Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers, www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I'm in the Christmas spirit right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got to be a Christmas spirit.
Absolutely.
You know, Christmas tree after Thanksgiving, man. Hey, it's going to be a good Christmas, player.
Absolutely. Hey, coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to talk to the Bulldog Nation about recently let go Mark Richt. Of course, there's a lot to talk about, Dale.
Lots to talk about, and we're going to give it to you straight, no chaser.
Also, we have a special giveaway.
That's right, the SEC Championship Game giveaway. We will pick a winner today.
All that and coming up next on Sports Vision.
We love Legacy Chevrolet Cadillac of Columbus.
And fishing in Eufaula. And hiking in Pine Mountain. The racetrack in Phoenix City.
And all the soldiers at Fort Benning.
And you'll love these great deals. 0% interest for 72 months on all Chevy products. Or receive up to $11,000 in rebates on our 2015 Camaro Z28. And Legacy is offering up to $6,250 in rebates on all Chevy All-Star 1500 trucks. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. I tell you, Rivalry Week was last week, and it's always an exciting time of year. But, of course, nothing could be more exciting than the SEC Championship game coming up, of course, between Florida and Alabama. And we'll have an opportunity to talk about that in just a little bit. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the Georgia Tech game. Of course, I know that you and I have played in a lot of those games. But I'll tell you what, looking at that 13-7 Georgia victory, both of those teams played pathetic.
They played real bad, really kind of an indicator of their season. Yeah, Georgia 9-3. Tech just 3-9 this year. Just really a dismal game, very boring game. I think Tech had a lot of opportunities to win the game. They hurt themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. Georgia didn't close on a lot of things that they should have done on. But really, a great game, really, for Sony Michel.
Absolutely. Sony Michel, again, he is coming to his own, at the right time. But keep in mind, he's doing all of this with a cast on his right hand. Again, a lot of folks didn't realize, in the Florida game, that's when he actually injured the hand. But, again, you're seeing a Sony Michel at probably 80%, over 150 yards, and one of the most versatile backs in America. And we said that early on at the beginning.
That's right.
And, again, I'm just looking forward to his career and his production.
He really had a good year, DJ, even though having to fill in after Nick Chubb got the injury. But the biggest thing about what I saw, I think he grew up. He ran a whole lot tougher. He's a whole lot more versatile than we really actually thought he was. But at the same time, to get over 1,000 yards, DJ, run some tough yards with a broken hand, it's very hard to run that football, DJ, when you got a broken hand. But I think he did an admirable job. All
right, from Tech, Georgia, let's go to Auburn, Alabama. The Iron Bowl, of course, Auburn, again, that was their one chance to, of course, try to clean up what was pretty much, I guess, a less fortunate season. However, they rolling into, a machine. University of Alabama ranked number 2 in the country, and the Heisman Trophy leader. Derrick Henry and all 46 of his carries and 271 yards.
Oh, man, can you believe that, DJ? 46 carries. That's almost 50 times, DJ. But at the same time, this guy was running downhill, 271 yards. This was his 4th game in a row, over 200 yards. Derrick Henry is my pick for the Heisman Trophy winner this year. I think really he sets the tempo for Alabama. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to beat you up on defense. We're going to beat you up on offense. We're going to let our defense take over the game, and a great game by Jake Coker. One of the things that I always liked about him, Alabama always wins a national championship when they don't have a quarterback. But this guy stepped up to the plate, DJ, and really managed the game well.
Absolutely. And Jake Coker, to add to what you were saying, though, you talk about winning over the team. I think you've seen with some of his physical runs. Yeah. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. He's a big man. So he can do a lot of things that a lot of small quarterbacks couldn't do. And, again, just on some of the runs and some of his escape plays, he proved that he will do whatever it takes to win, and I think that's another reason why this Alabama team is rolling the way they are.
I think he's a great leader, DJ. He's become a great leader, running tough, playing tough. He has the mentality of his teammates. They're a physical team. They want to get into a brawl with you. Their offensive line, defensive line, outstanding. Jake Coker really surprised me, DJ, as him being as athletic as he is. The receivers are coming around for Alabama, the Stewart kid, the Ridley kid. These kids are coming around real good, DJ, right now. And we talked about this last week. The only thing I see stopping Alabama is the Christmas break.
Absolutely. And again, when you talk about this machine, the number 2 ranked Alabama, let's roll right into what's happening and the biggest thing going right now. And that's the SEC championship game in the Dome. Got Florida going up against Alabama. Florida, believe it or not, Coach McElwain shocked the world. Of course, won the East, knocked off some teams that nobody thought that they would beat. But Alabama, of course, they're just steamrolling right in. Right off the bat, I can tell you right now, I look for total dominance from Alabama, although I know Florida has an excellent defense.
That's right.
However, the offense is very dismal, and no offensive production there. The quarterback, of course, he has done an admirable job, but not nearly enough to, I think, beat Alabama.
But, DJ, I think it's going to be a tougher game. I think, people looking at it as a blowout, I think it's going to be a tough game, the beginning of the game, because Florida has the perfect defense to stop Alabama's offense. But I just think that as the game goes along and it's prolonged, I think really that Alabama's offensive line is going to wear down Florida's defensive line, because the defensive line for Alabama and those linebackers in the secondary, I just don't think Florida has enough offense to beat Alabama.
Well, the little offense that they do have, Kevin Taylor is an outstanding back in the SEC. Callaway, the freshman wide receiver, is as talented as any wide receiver in the country, even though he's a freshman. But Harris, the quarterback, I just don't think that he has the skill level or the skill set, if you will, to make things happen. And again, going up against those grown men, as far as the Alabama defensive front,
yes,
it's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long night, and the way they switch these guys in and out on the defensive line, really to see and hats off to Nick Saban and his coaching staff. They used to have a problem with no huddle offense. Now, DJ, they're dictating, who's coming in the game, who's going to slow down the game. That is not even a problem anymore. So hats off to their coaching staff over there at Alabama for correcting that hurry-up huddle piece and no, Baker's trying to speed the game up. They got that down packed now, player.
All right, coming up next, you've asked for it. You've been emailing us. You've been Facebooking us. You've been asking all the questions. Yes, we're Bulldogs, and yes, we have something to say about Mark Richt and his dismissal. All that and more coming up next.
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Want an opportunity to win a new Mercedes and help the Greater Columbus American Heart Association? Just purchase a ticket in the 2016 Mercedes-Benz raffle for a chance to win a C-Class, a GLA, a CLA, or the all-new Mercedes GLC. The raffle will take place January 23rd at 2 p.m. at Mercedes-Benz of Columbus, 7470 Veterans Parkway. 2 cars will be given away. That's right, 2 Mercedes. Tickets can be purchased at Mercedes-Benz of Columbus or by calling 706-256-6100.
Someone's sandbagging.
I'd be tired too. He paid my claim in 1 day when I got hurt.
1 day? Serious hustle.
Serious duck.
In just 1 day, we process approve and pay. 1 day pay, only from Aflac.
Welcome back. Last Sunday morning, University of Georgia's athletic director, Greg McGarity, a friend of both of ours, made a decision on behalf of the administration at the university to the Georgia Bulldog Nation that Mark Richt was no longer welcome. And, of course, Mark Richt was fired. Some say there was a mutual decision for him to step down. But the bottom line, Mark Richt, after 15 years, 145 victories, 2 SEC championships, 4 East titles, is no longer the coach at the University of Georgia.
No longer the coach, DJ, and, I saw it coming, but I really thought they were going to give him a pass this year like the other years. Having a winning record, 9-3, but the record I think really indicates to me basically for the Bulldog Nation that they want to get better.
Absolutely.
And sometimes good is not good enough, but at the same time, the 9-3s are not getting it. We got great players. We put a lot of players in the NFL, so that tells me that we do have top caliber players. We do get 5-star recruits. but not winning, no indoor facility. I just think, for the development of the program, the Alabama game told me everything this year, DJ, and it showed me that we're not developed yet. Our program is not developed into the Alabama. Yes, it's unfair to compare your program to an Alabama program, but at the same time, DJ, when you put in that kind of resources and you getting those kind of players, I expect those kind of results. And no championship piece, it's kind of, you got to do what you got to do, player.
You mentioned the Alabama game was a telltale sign, but certainly the Florida game, if the Alabama game hadn't already made your mind up again. But we've seen this over the past few years a number of times. Georgia just not stepping up to the plate in the games that they're, of course, expected to. And again, as much as we love Mark Richt and as great a guy as he's been for our programs, as many lives as he's touched, as far as the players that he's mentored and of course all the people and fans that love him, it's a new day. It's time for a new culture. And again, when you talk about a new day, you're talking about being able to take the top resources in America and playing for championships, not just SEC championships, but a shot at a national championship.
And that's what it's all about, the shot at a national championship. And for me and you to be the last guys that were on the national championship team for Georgia, that speaks volumes in itself. The SEC championships, they're good. Winning the East, that's great. Putting players in pro, that's real good. Graduating players at a tone of 238 kids, that is major. He's a good guy. And that's the only thing that everybody kept saying. He's a good guy. The program's in good shape. And really, at the same time, he's been compensated for it. It's nothing personal. It's just business. We got to win some championships. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. And again, what stings even more so is that when you have, your neighbors or your rivalries winning national championships. We're talking Alabama, of course, winning, Auburn winning, Florida winning a couple. And, Clemson right now on the verge of possibly doing the same thing, again, with a kid that came out of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? At Gainesville. But the bottom line is that what a lot of people might have not understood, or maybe you heard rumors about how Mark Richt had lost control of his staff. Of course, a lot of rumors have been spreading, and again, for the most part, there was some in-house fighting, and again, that from a standpoint of that, along with some people having speculation of that he lost the locker room. But again, trust me, this move wouldn't have been made unless some of those big money donors were concerned.
Well, really, I think for probably anybody who think that Greg McGarity, the athletic director, made this decision alone, you are just definitely dead wrong. But at the same time, the big-time donors, all this noise and all these innuendos and all these rumors and stuff started with the donors. And DJ, if the donors are not pleased, they're going to stop the money. Did you know that the University of Georgia is the only school in the SEC that doesn't have an indoor football facility? That stems from those big donors not wanting to pay until championship or see some kind of progress is being made and continue to put money into a program at the tone of $21 million. Georgia has money. But when the donors start questioning you about no championships and Alabama's keep winning, Auburn has been won a national championship and on the verge of winning another year before, then now Clemson might win one. Woo. They're not going to take that too tough up there in Athens, Georgia.
And at the same time, again, this takes nothing away from Mark. It's his personality. And again, that players are a reflection of their head coach. And Mark was an easygoing guy, happy-go-lucky guy. And again, he was a Christian man at the same time. In this cutthroat world of SEC football, it takes a little bit more. And I think a lot of folks just did not appreciate, again, the demeanor of being at ease. And again, even in his departure, again, he was very calm, very strong to his beliefs. And again, he's going to make somebody a pretty good coach.
He's going to make somebody a pretty good coach. And what you said about the old saying is one man trash, another man's treasure. I think it's a lot of schools out there would love to have Mark Richt. He will get an opportunity to coach again. I think Georgia's trying to do everything possible to keep him under that umbrella, knowing that he's going to do good wherever he goes. He's a good person, and like he said in his press release, not the press release, but the press conference, TJ. And I like what he said. Long as it was pleasing in his Lord's sight, he was good with it. And that's a wrap. That's basically it. Because really, it isn't nothing personal. It's just business, player.
All right, coming up in just a little bit, we'll talk to you about who's up next as far as the head coach of the University of Georgia.
Hi, I'm Philip Davitt with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. we're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Want an opportunity to win a new Mercedes and help the Greater Columbus American Heart Association? Just purchase a ticket in the 2016 Mercedes-Benz raffle for a chance to win a C-Class, a GLA, a CLA, or the all-new Mercedes GLC. The raffle will take place January 23rd at 2 p.m. at Mercedes-Benz of Columbus, 7470 Veterans Parkway. 2 cars will be given away. That's right, 2 Mercedes. Tickets can be purchased at Mercedes-Benz of Columbus or by calling 706-256-6100.
Departure, arrival, search, post, chat, check-in. New foods, new fun, new favorites. All right, new clients. Don't stop there. Explore, discover, connect, grow, celebrate, work, live, play. Breathe. At Hilton Garden Inn, we know you'll love our cook-to-order breakfast, first-rate amenities, and award-winning service. So count on us to give you all the ways to make the most of every stay. Hilton Garden Inn. It's better at the Garden.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. In the last segment, we, of course, talked about the dismissal of Mark Richt at the University of Georgia. But now, here's the part that, of course, everybody wants to make sense out of. You get rid of a coach that has won over 70% of his games and has been, for the most part, successful. He's been a disciplinarian. He's been everything that the parents want for their kids when they get off to school. So who are you going to get next? That's the question. And I know right now, before we start speculating and doing anything, Kirby Smart, ladies and gentlemen, the defensive coordinator at the University of Alabama, is the heir apparent. And it's from everything that we've been told, our sources say that the announcement will be made shortly after the SEC championship game. However, some other names that I'd like to see or you would like to see at Georgia. Let's start with you.
Well, you know, like I said, the heir apparent, I'm good with the Kirby Smart piece, but in a combination. I got to have the strength and conditioning coach at Alabama. I got to have Coach Cochran. I need him to come with Kirby. I need that combination because I think really he is the key. He's another John Casey, DJ, in the weight room, and I think they get their passion and their tempo and really their tenacity from their weight room. So I got to have that combination. But if I was just sitting around just thinking, you know, I've heard of the Charlie Strong piece. I heard of the Dan Mullen piece. I'm gonna stick with Kirby, man.
I think that it's a safe bet to know that everybody in the Bulldog Nation doesn't have a problem with Kirby Smart. I know that there's been some naysayers here, more recently when they're talking about no heir apparent. But again, people have to remember at one point in time, Mark Richt was a name that was given a chance. Vince Dooley was a name that was given a chance. You know, most of the successful people, even Nick Saban, was given a chance. Who knows? I mean, Kirby could come in here and be the greatest coach that ever coached, or he could come in and be a one-hit wonder. However, I think I'm ready to. I'm satisfied, and I believe and I trust in that selection.
I really can. I can deal with the Kirby Smart piece also because he's a Georgia guy. He knows Georgia's tradition. He played at Georgia. He was a captain at Georgia. He played under Rick, not played under Rick, but coached under Rick. So I'm thinking he knows that. He knows the camaraderie that you got to have with the donors and the alumni and the former players. I know, and I think people look for that because I think those are the same people that got Mark Richt in trouble. I think Kirby can smooth that over and really work the whole state like he's always been working the whole state for Alabama. I think really he can take some of the things that he got from Alabama and learn from Nick Saban to really enhance what they already do at Georgia, DJ, because Georgia, they're not far off, DJ. It's just I think really for the physical piece, the weight room piece, and getting some of those big players and getting a little bigger and a little stronger in the weight room, I think Georgia will be all right, and I think Kirby can bring that, but he got to bring my boy Cochran with him.
And again, if it's not Kirby, whoever it is, I think it's very important to do just what you said. It's so much more than X's and O's. You have to be able to get along with the alumni and the boosters, and you gotta shake hands and kiss babies. And again, you got to not only do that, you got to be able to motivate your players, and again, have that edge where those players, I won't say strike the fear of God in you, but you got to have that respect that when you come into the room, everybody knows that you're in charge, and everybody's want to go to war with you and have no problem with whatever it is that you ask them to do. That's what's got to happen at Georgia.
That's got to happen, DJ, and really it's one thing I keep bringing and keep seeing the Coach Dooley piece. You start talking about the reverence that the players had. him owning the whole town. And it was like, yeah, it was a mayor of Athens, but everybody knew at the time that Coach Dooley was coaching and doing his winning streak that Coach Dooley ran Athens, Georgia. Being able to kiss those babies, go talk to those top donors, getting extra money in, getting the players what they need, making sure you're taking care of the players, making sure they're going with, following behind the institutionalized rules of being a student athlete, all those things. You got to be able to do those things, but the biggest thing, I think, DJ, you got to always remember the tradition, and also you got to remember the alumni and those big-time donors.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. We're at Mercedes-Benz of Columbus.
And I'm Dale Williams. And we're joined by our General Manager, Richard Joyner, and the Marketing Director, Ms. Tiffany Butterfield. And all year we've been doing the Mercedes-Benz Picks of the Week, and this week we will do the giveaway. The winner will receive 2 tickets to the Alabama and Florida SEC Championship game, a room at the Marriott Marquis, downtown Atlanta, Georgia, and tickets to the SEC Fan Fair. And we're going to do the honors, Ms. Tiffany Butterfield.
Take it good.
Yeah.
Donnie Phillips.
Congratulations to Donnie Phillips. You are the winner of the grand prize. Thanks for watching.
A smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
Scott Sawyer with Diverse Power. Diverse Power wants our customers to enjoy all the benefits that reliable, consistent electric service provides. Our BPI certified technicians offer duct blaster testing of your HVAC ductwork to locate leaks. We also offer a full blower door examination that will qualify homeowners and home builders to meet the new Energy Code building standards. At Diverse Power, we offer innovation through vision, quality through service.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. Dale, it's been a big week and an even bigger weekend, of course, with the SEC championship game here. And again, we know that there's no doubt if Alabama takes care of business, they will be eligible to be a part of the playoffs.
That's right. They'll be eligible for the playoffs. They're already number 2, DJ, and I think really knowing what might happen in the championship week this week, Clemson might lose or whatever the case may be. It might be a reshuffling, but right now, Alabama would be right there, DJ, number 2.
Absolutely, and that'd be just fine with me because, not only will we be having, of course, the SEC champion coming to town, but Nick Saban, of course, as the coach of the SEC championship team, will be a part of our December the 10th. That's Thursday, December the 10th, our Columbus Valley area high school football awards luncheon. And, of course, when we talk about, over 75 of our high school coaches and players down at St. Luke. And again, with our sponsors and, of course, some of the special people to Sports Vision will have an opportunity to honor these young men. And then on top of that, to have the opportunity to hear the motivation and inspiration of a Nick Saban.
I mean, that'll be big time. So we're pushing for Alabama right now because we don't want a pissed off Nick Saban to come to town. So in other words, basically everything is happening with Nick. I'm sure he's got a great message for all our award winners, which is going to be real good. And really at the same time, if you need information about how you can attend this lunch, just call DJ at 706-681-1136 or call Dale Williams at 706-681-5192.
And, of course, when you talk about we had 2 segments to get that in about Mark Richt, and, again, that's huge because this guy has been at the university for 15 years, and the University of Georgia, with all the tradition, with all the history, of course, being, primarily in a Bulldog nation, along with some others, folks wanted to hear from us. And, again, we went there because you asked us. Of course, I know my phone blew up, your phone blew up during the week, wanting to know what we thought, so we wanted to let you know.
Yeah, we really appreciate this being a family show because we really could have told you what we really wanted.
But again, let's finish out with the Atlanta Falcons. I know that they're continuing to slide, and I know that the loss against the Vikings last weekend in the Dome. Yeah, a lot of folks are starting to really question the preparation and the attitude of quarterback Matt Ryan. I hate that because again, when Matt is good, he's not any years better. But again, when you face that little adversity and the booing starts and the naysayers come out, it's just not a good look.
Not a good look, and really right now it's not a good look for the Atlanta Falcons. DJ, like I was saying before we started the show, I mean, the Falcons have to beat the Carolina Panthers twice. They got to beat Tampa Bay this week. Then they have to beat the New Orleans Saints. They gotta run the table in their division before they even think about being a playoff team. And I think they'll have to be a wild card team. So their work's cut out for them, player.
Well, one thing is going to help them instantly is getting Devontae Freeman back in the backfield. And I know that he's been missing and he's been under the concussion protocol, and you want to make sure that he's healthy. But he's had more than enough time now, and again, those fresh legs had a week or so off, and I know that he's looking to put some instant offense back into an offense.
And DJ, it's funny that if the Falcons were playing from 20 to the 20, they'll have a whole lot of touchdowns because when they get inside the 20-yard line, that's when they cannot score and cash in. They've been competitive in all these games, but they got to stop the turnovers inside the 20-yard line.
Got to spend a little time, a few minutes talking about Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, the only undefeated team in the NFL right now at 11-0. And God, I mean, when you talk about Cam and when we reflect back on the guy that we followed all the way from Auburn for several years ago, I don't think that there could have been a script written any better. The best player in college football with winning the Heisman, winning a national championship, of course, being a #1 draft choice in the NFL, and now an undefeated team and looking like he's going to take this team to the Super Bowl. And if he wins it, man, you talk about a perfect life.
Hey, Cam Newton, when he gets in a position like this on a good team, having a good year, smiling, dancing, doing his thing, he usually closes out real good, DJ. And when I'm not just putting him in the Super Bowl right now and saying that the Carolina Panthers are going to win the Super Bowl, but I tell you one thing, whoever beats the Carolina Panthers, they're going to have to bring their A game.
All right, before we go, we got to give a special shout out to Mercedes-Benz of Columbus. I know that we've been doing a promotion and running a promotion for several months. Finally got a winner.
Finally got a winner, Donnie Phillips, and we hope he enjoys this SEC championship games. And really, we appreciate working with Mercedes-Benz of Columbus. Think of all they do for our show, sponsoring our show over the years. Appreciate you, Richard. Appreciate you, Tiffany.
All right, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you, keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.